Boxers are battling to decide who takes home gold and silver, but the total number of medalists was determined even before the finals. That total is encouraging for the Americans. They'll take home 16 medals, second only to the 20 won by the Soviets, and they had a massive overhaul to do. They were really awful in soul and hadn't done much in the last few years, but the U.S. boxers are on the road to recovery. The team's rebounded from a disappointing showing at last year's World Championships also. One of the boxers, though, responsible for that resurgence is Sergio Reyes, who came into the games with limited international experience. However, Reyes has made that up in a hurry, knocking off the Cuban world champion, Enrique Carrion. We're about to see how he'll fare against the world champion silver medalist. So let's go to the Seattle Center Coliseum now with Mel Proctor and Randy Gordon for the call.
Gold medal boxing action continues in the Goodwill Games from the Seattle Center Coliseum at 119 pounds bantamweights. It'll be Sergio Reyes of the United States against Serafim Todorov of Bulgaria. Reyes, the 1990 U.S. champion, also Marine and Armed Forces champ. He's won 18 consecutive bouts. But he's not at full strength. He has a bad right hand. He also has an aching back. But nothing can keep him from his pursuit of the gold medal. He's also a very talented kid, an artist, a photographer, and he and his Marine coach Hernandez designed this Goodwill Games t-shirt that he's distributed to his teammates. And I'd say it's a terrific looking t-shirt.
He is really talented.
It's Roosevelt Sanders behind him, the veteran Marine coach. But Reyes is hurting in his opening round bout against Enrique Carrion of Cuba. He hurt his right hand so badly that they thought they were going to have to medically disqualify him for the semifinals. But finally, the doctor left it up to him, and in his semifinal bout, he won using only his left hand. He said he didn't land a right hand throughout the bout. He said finally yesterday he was able to throw some right hands. This will be an interesting matchup. His counterpart, Serafim Todorov, the Bulgarian champ, European champion, is a guy who likes to run. He's tall and rangy. He's 5.5 inches taller than Reyes, who's only 5'3", and Alde Leone of Italy is the referee for this bout. But it'll be the shorter, more aggressive Reyes against, and he comes out aggressively and lands a left hand. He knows Todorov is going to try to run from him. He told me Todorov only moves to his left. I'm going to step to my right, try to cut off his pursuit in the left. He says sometimes it'll look like I'm boxing southpaw. But he's putting it to him early. He's a real crowd pleaser, this little Marine from Fort Worth, now based at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
I think he's got the same kind of bout on his hands tonight as he did against Enrique Carrion, the world champion from Cuba, in the opening round of the Goodwill Games. He's got to storm him and stay on top of him.
Reyes has really worked on his left jab, trying to set up his right hand. He likes to get inside and hammer the body, and because he's only 5'3", feels he has to be much more aggressive than his taller opponents. He has not actually seen Todorov box, because he said at the time Todorov was boxing, he was having his hand worked on. And he said his Soviet opponent, Vladislav Antonov, whom he beat in the semis, did not know that Reyes' right hand was hurting. He says Todorov knows because he saw me with ice on my hand. He knows I'm not at full strength. It's Todorov on his bicycle trying to run.
With so many boxers, it's common for them to take their hands and put them into ice afterwards. Because, hey, your hands hurt. You're hitting a guy in the elbows.
Good left hand by Reyes, landing a combination and finishing it off with a left to the chin. Todorov cannot really stand and slug it out with Reyes. He's got to stay away from him. And a caution to Todorov for pushing.
We just might see more of that because Todorov has got to keep Reyes off of him if he wants to win this bout. He's got to do it by punching, not pushing.
I'm not sure he's capable of keeping Reyes off of him. Reyes shoe-shining to the body, scoring punches. And a good first round for Sergio. But Todorov counter-punching, landing with lefts and rights. And now they're going toe-to-toe and wailing. But Todorov saying, yeah, I'll mix it up with you if you want, but not for long. He wants to hit and get away.
That's what Enrique Carrion tried, to stay with him for a while. And if you try to slug with Reyes, you're fighting his fight, and you're going to lose.
Reyes upset Carrion, the Cuban world champion, in the quarterfinals. Both boxers landing punches. Todorov moving forward a little more, trying to mix it up with Reyes more than we'd anticipated. And a caution to the corner of Todorov. His coach, Nikolai Zheletov, verbally coaching, and you can't do that. Final seconds of round one. Serafim Todorov of Bulgaria, one of the good young Bulgarian prospects. He just turned 21 in early July. Reyes is only 20.
It's good. What we got to do, what we want to do, we're going to do a little more faking, okay? Don't go straight in. Fake. Okay. Use a fake, okay? You got to move that head. Move the head. Okay? And more punches coming in. I want you walking in on him, okay? I want to use something to get us in easily rather than trying to walk over. So we're talking about 2 or 3 jabs, okay? Using the fake, okay? 2 things, using the fake, using more than 2 or 3 punches to get in, and we want to bob and weave a bit more, okay? Moving our head. Don't go straight in. All right, a little more pressure, all right?
You heard the voice of veteran Marine coach Roosevelt Sanders. I'm Mel Proctor along with Randy Gordon and Steve Albert. Round 2 at 119 pounds for the gold medal. Sergio Reyes of the United States in blue and Serafim Todorov of Bulgaria in the red top and white shorts. And you heard Rosie Sanders saying, don't just wade in when you can get hit, but move in using your jab to get inside.
Between rounds, Roosevelt Sanders is right. Don't walk in on him. You got to punch on your way in. And once you get in, open it up.
Todorov is hitting with a little more authority than I think Reyes anticipated. Sergio chasing him, but Todorov doing a good job of stepping aside and counterpunching. Todorov landing on the left, up on his toes, moving. Covering up.
He is really capable, Todorov, of putting it in reverse and stepping on the gas.
He's about as quick going backwards as any boxer we've seen. And a caution to Todorov. Caution also to Reyes for butting and Todorov for pushing.
Reyes is making Todorov lose his cool in there. That's exactly what he wants to do.
He wants Todorov to mix it up with him. Well, Todorov scored a unanimous decision over Tony Gonzalez of the United States in his semifinal bout. And Reyes much more aggressive than Gonzalez was, landing the punches, hammering away, and he seems to be taking something from the legs of Todorov. If you get hit enough times, especially in the body, it'll take it out of your legs.
Sure, the head shots you can shake off, but the body shots stay with you like a bad meal.
Reyes, a tough little Marine from Camp Lejeune, landing lefts and rights to Todorov. Oh, Todorov in trouble, catching shots in the head. Reyes has him in trouble, the left of the belly. Trying to get him to drop his hands so he can attack the head.
You know, Mel, I've seen standing 8 counts being given with lesser shots than the ones Todorov's getting hit with.
Todorov is running out of gas. He got whacked with the right hand. He's not up on his toes now. He's lost his quickness. Now trying to mix it up with Reyes, and that could be a big mistake. But right to the head by Reyes.
Those shots all picked off on the gloves and on the arms of Sergio Reyes. All of them were picked off.
Reyes last lost to Kennedy McKinney in the '88 Olympic trials. He's won 18 consecutive bouts since then.
That time Todorov scored.
Todorov seems to have survived that little outburst in the corner a moment ago, and he looked like he was in trouble. Reyes pressuring him.
He still is in trouble. He still is in trouble because he's fighting the fight that Reyes wants him to.
Todorov counterpunching and landing some punches.
Missing most of them.
Good exchange by Todorov with left uppercut. He's landing some scoring blows. As round 2 comes to an end.
Serafim пак на едно место не се ставя. Не може. Краката не те ли държат?
Не върват краката.
My legs are tired.
Краката не стой на едно место. На едно место не стой. Виж. 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 Виж.
Breathe. Breathe.
Само краката може да се
You have to use your legs.
краката.
Don't forget the legs.
Той те държи и те бута.
He is holding you and he is pushing you too.
Всичко моето момчета.
Everything. Don't forget everything I've told you.
Колко страни, крачка назад, задръж. Айде.
Simultaneous interpretation from the corner of Todorov, and you heard him say, my legs are tired. If his legs are gone, he's in deep trouble.
That means he's going to have to stand in close with the little guy.
And apparently an equipment problem.
Oh, I think the gloves have some Vaseline or water on them.
Okay, see Roosevelt Sanders, he is the reason Sergio Reyes joined the Marines. He was boxing out of a club in Texas and felt he wasn't getting enough work, and so he joined the Marines to get into the boxing program. Because of Rosie Sanders, Reyes wading in, landing shots. Todorov pushed him away, and he gets a caution for it.
He's laughing a little bit about it, but he's not going to be laughing when Reyes gets back in his face.
Laughing on the outside and crying on the inside.
Especially when the legs are gone. When your legs are gone and you're a boxer, you feel like they've been unscrewed and filled with liquid lead. They just don't move.
Reyes had to overcome a long layoff. He didn't box for about 9 months when he was stationed in Guam. Missed the '89 World Championships and was a little rusty.
Well, your heart has to go out for Sergio Reyes because you know that he's boxing without a right hand. It's killing him. And he told me yesterday, if I got to throw that thing till it falls off, that's what I'm going to do.
He's landed lefts, rights, just about everything in this bout, and he gives all the credit to the trainer, Keith Getz, for getting him ready for this bout. They actually talked about putting a cast on the hand Monday night. The x-rays were negative. There's no break, but he has a badly swollen right hand. He is a game little kid. He wants it badly. He had his first bout at the age of 7. He was a 47-pounder. Still has pictures of his first bout. Good right by Todorov. Good left by Reyes.
Todorov is boxing a real gutsy bout, too, because he is a hurting puppy without legs.
His legs are gone. He's having to slug it out with Reyes. That's just what Reyes wants. Todorov trying to get back on his toes, trying to get his legs back. Landing some pretty good shots.
You know, Mel, after watching Reyes pull the upset perhaps of these games by beating Enrique Carrion, the Cuban world champion, and now doing this, whether he wins or loses with a badly busted up right hand, I got to say that I don't know if there's any American with as much guts as the little guy, Sergio Reyes.
Sergio said his brother George called him. He knew his hand was hurting. He was not sure he'd be able to continue in the competition, and he said, remember the 3 Ds, dedication, determination, and desire. His brother George boxed for 10 years, and Sergio says he really relies on him for inspiration. Reyes all over him, wading in, landing punches. Todorov trying to dance away as we near the end of the bout.
Now, Todorov is also landing. He is reaching way down. Both these guys want that gold medal.
The brawler and the boxer going toe-to-toe in the Goodwill games for the gold.
I wish there was another round coming up.
You never know what's going to happen as far as the judges are concerned. Caution to Reyes for hitting behind the head. Todorov landing lefts and rights. Good shots by Todorov, and here comes Reyes again. A push by Todorov. And he's cautioned for hitting with the inside of the glove.
He says sorry.
Blood from the left nostril of Todorov. Here we go for the final second. Tremendous bout.
It really was, and I'm wondering if that big flurry in the last 45 seconds or so, I thought Todorov, as tired as he was, may have pulled it out with the flurry, but those first 2 rounds looked to belong to Reyes. They were close, and I think the decision is going to be close.
Hey, I'm amazed that Reyes is even here after injuring his hand so badly in his quarterfinal win over Carrion. He said the doctor left it up to him. He said, we'd rather you didn't box, but if you think you can go out and do it, go ahead. There was no break, so it wasn't a risk of further damage, but he was really hurting. Let's take a look at action from round 2.
It was a real nice round for Reyes. It was a close round, a very close round. Todorov started quickly, Then he closed quickly, and in the middle, it was all Reyes as he bulled his man into a corner.
Reyes said he has the number of goals in boxing. The first was to beat a Soviet boxer in the Soviet Union. He has done that. The second was to win a U.S. championship. He's done that. The third was to win a gold medal here. And eventually he wants to win a gold medal in the Olympics and then turn pro. A little man from Texas with a lot of heart.
I think he just may have been busier to win this, but I'm not going to be surprised if Todorov gets it, because in the first round he was scoring from long range, and then in the second round he also, when his legs were going, he was forced to box on the inside, and he did very, very well against the tough Marine. And oh, is this going to be a close one?
Reyes said he was tired, not so much because of the injured hand, but the fact that they didn't put the hand in a cast, but he's been going to therapy and massage sessions, just hasn't had a chance to rest up, so he felt a little tired going into this bout.
Ladies
and here's the decision.
On a 3-2 decision. 3-2 decision, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner, Sergio Reyes, blue corner.
A close bout, but Sergio Reyes with a big grin on his face, winning the gold medal at 119 pounds. Reyes has had a tough go here in this tournament. His opening round opponent, a world champion, Carrion. He polished him off.
Congratulations,
beat a good Soviet boxer, Antonov, in the semifinals, and beat a very tough Bulgarian, Serafim Todorov, for the gold medal in the Goodwill Games.
The United States called out the Marines to win its first gold medal, the Goodwill Games in boxing, and he is Sergio Reyes. And Sergio, how close did it come to a medical walkover, because we know you had a bad right hand?
Oh, it was real close. It was like I already had been disqualified, but I asked him, please give me the day of the morning of the physical. And without the doctors, they looked at my hand, the physical therapist, the athletic trainers, the sports massage team, the chiropractors, and my team trainer, Keith Getz. You know, without them, and for the people praying for me from back home, and of course my mother, I love you.
Well, after seeing that first decision with Raul Marquez, that had to tell you something.
Actually, I didn't see the fight because I was preparing mentally for my fight, but I heard the results, and Coach Sanders, my head coach, told me, you got to go out there and do it.
All right, you've had some run getting past the world champion, Enrique Carrion of Cuba, and then the Soviet boxer. Is this what you had in mind when you joined the Marines to box with Coach Roosevelt Sanders?
Actually, my first goal was to make the All-Marine boxing team and then get back to where I was in the national level and to go on from there.
All right, let's take a look at Sergio Reyes in action against Todorov of the Soviet Union, and you really put on the pressure in this bout.
Yes, you know, that's what me and Coach Sanders, you know, I didn't get to see my opponent at all throughout the tournament, so Coach Sanders took down notes and told me what to do to his opponent, and was to cut the ring off and get in him and just throw him off combinations, and that's what I did.
All right, after you celebrate, what's on the horizon for Sergio Reyes?
Oh, next is World Cup AIBA in Bombay, India, and of course my dream that I had always, since I started boxing, the Olympics, 1992.
All right, how is your hand feeling right now?
Oh, it's feeling great, you know. This whole week, you know, all these people that I mentioned helped me out. Without them, I wouldn't have been able to fight against the Soviet Union, which I had a bad fight, but I know I won the fight.
Is the hand good enough to hold the gold medal?
Yes, it is.
Congratulations, Sergio Reyes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Steve Albert. So drama, controversy, and gold medals punctuating the point in boxing. We'll have a boxing wrap what happened this afternoon in Seattle, so stay with us. Goodwill Games continue. We'll be right back.